You're lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, mind racing. Bills, relationships, that quiet fear you don't say out loud, and you keep asking yourself the same question. Why do I keep doing this? Why do you make choices you regret? Why you stay in situations you hate? Why logic disappears the moment pressure shows up? Let me explain why. Because your behavior isn't random. It's not a personality flaw, and it's not weakness. It's psychology. There's a system running underneath everything you do, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's the truth. You don't chase happiness. You don't chase success. You don't even chase meaning. You chase needs. And when a need is threatened, your brain will sacrifice anything to protect it. Your values, your dignity, sometimes even your freedom. This isn't philosophy. This is Maslow. Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs isn't a motivational poster. It's a map of human behavior. And people follow it whether they know it or not. At the bottom is survival. Food, water, sleep, shelter. Strip someone down to that level and watch what happens. They stop caring about morals. They stop planning the future. They stop thinking clearly. Stick your head underwater and notice something. You're not thinking about your career. You're not replaying arguments. You're not worried about self-actualization. You want air. That's it. And when someone lives in survival mode long enough, they'll do things they swore they never would. Take jobs they hate, stay in abusive situations, break laws, break themselves. If you're starving and someone puts a bowl of crickets in front of you, you won't debate it. You'll eat. Because survival always wins. That's not desperation. That's wiring. Now lock survival in. Food's covered, rent's paid. You're breathing. What comes next? Safety, stability, security, predictability. This is where people cling to jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, routines that slowly kill their spirit. Because uncertainty feels more dangerous than misery. This is why people stay stuck, not because they're lazy, but because safety feels like oxygen. Lose it, and your brain panics. Now here's where things get messy. Once you feel safe, you want connection, love, belonging, acceptance. You tell yourself you don't need anyone. That's a lie. We're social animals. Isolation isn't peace, it's torture. That's why solitary confinement breaks people. Leave someone alone with their thoughts long enough, and they'll unravel. So at this level, people start bending themselves. They people please. They conform. They stay quiet when they should speak. And the moment they find someone who accepts them, fear kicks in. What if they leave? What if I'm not enough? That's not love. That's control, jealousy, clinginess, low standards. Not because someone is broken, but because belonging feels like survival now. Then comes self-esteem. This is where things get brutal. Because now you're not just asking, am I safe? Or am I loved? You're asking, am I enough? Your self-image steps into the spotlight. And here's the part nobody warns you about. You will always behave in alignment with how you see yourself. Always. If you see yourself as capable, you act boldly. If you see yourself as weak, you hesitate. And if you see yourself as flawed, your inner critic goes to work. You can have a perfect day, crush every goal, outperform everyone, and still hear that voice. You could have done more. You won't keep this up. Don't get comfortable. That voice isn't truth. It's conditioning. And most people spend their lives fighting symptoms, confidence, motivation, discipline, without touching the self-image underneath. So they stay stuck here, forever trying to feel enough. Now, above all of this, there's a level most people never reach: self-actualization. Not enlightenment, not perfection, but clarity. This is where you stop chasing approval, where fear loosens its grip, where creativity replaces anxiety. You're no longer driven by lack. You're driven by purpose, meaning, expression, truth. And here's the uncomfortable reality: only a small percentage of people ever get there. Not because it's impossible, but because it requires something rare: awareness. Most people never realize why they do what they do. They mistake reactions for choices. They mistake fear for intuition. They mistake conditioning for identity. This isn't random, it's psychology. And once you understand this hierarchy, you start seeing people differently. You stop asking, "What's wrong with them?" and start asking, "What need are they protecting?" Suddenly, behavior makes sense, including your own. If you're watching this, here's what matters: you're not broken, you're not behind, and you're not weak. You're operating inside a system you were never taught. And once you understand the system, you stop fighting yourself. You stop repeating patterns blindly. You start moving up deliberately. Because the moment you see what's actually driving you, you can finally take control of it.